Hello everyone and welcome to the next episode of the Man at His Best podcast. So this is our weekly look at some of the biggest things that have happened this week in the world of men's lifestyle, including updates from our very own website and magazine. So my name is Tom and I'm the digital director of Esquire Middle East, and as per usual I'm joined by a very special guest. Mysteriously abandoned in the Amazon forests as a child, he was raised by a family of wolves and learned to talk to the many animals who lived in the forest, including a wise panther and a happy-go-lucky bear. However, due to a chance encounter with a hungry tiger, as well as a very poor fire safety record, he was ultimately exiled from the jungle. Today he bides his time in the big city of Dubai, and despite yearning to revisit the wilds of the Amazon, he instead spends his days as editor-in-chief of Esquire Middle East.
Yeah, and I never forget where I came from.
How you doing, Matthew?
Yeah, much love and respect to Baloo and Bagheera. I'm alright, I actually am more hairy now than I was back then.
Fair.
But thank you very much for the lovely introduction. It's good always to be back here on the Man at His Best podcast. New digs.
Yeah, so you guys watching here, not you guys listening, you guys watching on YouTube will no doubt notice that we are no longer in our dark and dingy studio. Due to popular demand, which mainly by me actually, because I really enjoy daylight, we've decided to take the Man at His Best podcast, which you can see right here, on tour. So where are we today?
Today we're at Folly by Nick and Scott in the Madinat Jumeirah in Dubai. Glorious setting. Obviously, one thing that's great about Folly is when we brought back the Esquire Best Restaurants in the Gulf earlier this year. Folly actually placed in the top, not only the top 10, not only the top 5, but third overall for the entire region. That is a testament to what they've managed to achieve here since opening up in the first 6 months. And yeah, the location is great. Thanks very much for having us. And the new birth of the Esquire Man at His Best podcast looks nice. Looks nicer, doesn't it?
It does look better. But also, so that's not the only change. So going forward, we're actually going to be streamlining the whole show a little bit to ensure that you don't prattle on for hours, really.
That is a tendency I have.
So for right now, it's going to be more about quality and less about quantity. So you can look forward to that going forward.
Can I do the quantity? And you do the quality.
Sure, let's do that. But you know, without further ado, why don't we start the show?
All right.
Okay, we're going to start with some news, and we're going to start with some watchmaking news.
Tell me about watchmaking news. We always start with watchmaking news.
We do, and this is actually quite big news. Let's be honest. Like, the world of watchmaking hasn't changed in what, 250, 300 years, really. And so, when we say news, generally we don't mean news, but this is some proper news.
One would say, Tom, it was timeless.
Yeah. So Richmont, do you know Richmont?
I know Richmont, yeah.
Okay, so for people who don't know, Richmont is a huge player in the world of watchmaking, and it has unveiled a brand new brand, if you will.
So Richmont is a holding company, if you will, that have multiple brands underneath them, including the likes of Cartier, IWC,
Piaget, Jaeger-LeCoultre, and Mont Blanc.
So they've introduced an entirely new watch brand to that collection, have they?
Yes. So kind of one of the big things that is happening with regards to the kind of the world of watches is they're finding it quite tough to reach the millennial audience.
Yeah, that much vaunted millennial audience.
The idea being, of course, that many people, you don't need a watch. You can check the phone. You can check the time on the phone or your laptop. And so people, young people, are kind of more concerned with social media, whether or not it's Yanni or Laurel and things like this. So Richmont have introduced a brand new brand called Baume.
Yeah, no, they already had that one. It's called Baume and Mercier.
Yeah, so this is incredibly confusing, if you ask me.
Wait, so it's not Baume and Mercier?
No, it's called Baume.
Okay.
Just simply Baume. So kind of like if Baume was the young rebel type, the millennial, and Mercier was the older, they've just kind of gotten rid of old Mercier and just decided to go with Baume.
Right.
Now Baume and Mercier still exist.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. So
could they not have picked any other name?
You'd think, I guess.
It's like calling something Audemars Piguet and just releasing a completely new company called Audemars.
Yeah, but you know how we discussed how the world of watchmaking hasn't changed very often, and watch news perhaps not the most creative.
Fair. Anyway, sorry I interrupted.
Anyway, so the brand new company is called Baume, and this company is ultra modern. So every watch is supposed to be affordable, entirely customizable, eco-friendly, and unisex.
Okay, wow.
So one of the cool things about this company is that each strap is interchangeable. There's like a little button. So now you may remember this from things like the Apple Watch.
Yeah, or Hublot have a replaceable watch.
Yes, strap. On terms of the lower end, a lot of the tech guys were very quick to this, and the watch world were not very quick to this. Also, it's completely eco-friendly, so there's not a single animal-based product used in the production of these watches.
That's great. Metal, then.
Nor precious metals.
Oh, not even precious metals.
Not even precious metals.
Cool.
So this thing is built to be really as inoffensive as possible.
And mass market ready.
And mass market. But again, like even the straps are hippie friendly because they're made out of recycled materials.
Sure. One of the things you mentioned there was it was affordable. Now that's quite a contentious thing in what people think is an affordable watch and what people don't think. So what kind of price point are we talking about here?
So again, kind of they range between $400 and $800.
Okay.
So you're looking at between the 1,000 dirham and 2,500 dirham price point, which is very affordable when you're looking at the fact that the movements are Swiss, the materials are it's still hand put together.
Right.
So one of the cool things about this is the whole ordering process.
Yeah.
So Baume currently doesn't have any boutiques because it's online based. So one of the great things about this brand is everything is customizable.
Okay.
So what you do, there's no boutiques because you don't need a boutique if you sell all your watches online. And so what you do is you go online, you choose your face, your face color. You don't choose complication, but you choose what functions it has on the face. So for example, retrograde calendar, moon phase, all sorts of stuff like this. And then you choose the strap, material, absolutely everything.
Okay, excellent. So that's a very progressive way of looking at the watch market, really.
Yeah. I mean, there's something like 2,000 different combinations. However, you shouldn't let that scare you because the website is super easy. Again, I was playing with it earlier. I managed to make a great slate dial, gray moon phase, silver band, black eco-friendly strap. And that cost me about $650 if I'd ordered it. So obviously one of the interesting things about this is that when you go online to kind of play around and choose your watch, it actually looks frighteningly similar to Net-a-Porter, Mr. Porter, and I guess Ukes.com's online ordering system.
Sure.
And that's of course because Richmont purchased that entire group
in January this year.
In January this year.
Okay, well, so what I'm reading into that is that it's actually the first signs of a bigger plan that Richmont have to roll out full e-commerce and brands that are specifically e-commerce targeted.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they incorporate this sort of technology into their existing brands. I don't see why I would have to go into a boutique if I wanted to pick up a Cartier, choose my strap type, choose my dial type, choose my complication. I should be able to do that online. And of course, all of this will be delivered anywhere in the world within 2 weeks.
Okay, fantastic, really? I better get my order in. Well, then ask my wife if I can get my order in. Exactly,
it's not Christmas yet.
No. It's Eid soon, though.
It is Eid soon.
In 2 weeks, one would say.
So that's it from me. Do you have any news?
I do, actually. I do. Well, I suppose there's two bits of news that I have. One, I will go in because we're gearing up to the World Cup kicking off on June 14th this year in Russia. FIFA World Cup. I'm a big football fan. Tom, less such a football fan.
So World Cups, though.
World Cups are always fun.
Countries versus countries. It's like the big leagues versus the other leagues, which there's too much football, if anything. Yeah, at least this comes around once every 4 years. That's the amount I can deal with.
Yeah.
One tournament, every 2 years because I like the Euros. So one big tournament every 2 years, I'm happy.
Yeah, fair enough. It's a good way in for casual football fans as well. It's just very intense, a lot of football going on. But what I want to talk about is Nike have released their new World Cup boot. They do every tournament. It's always a big thing in the football kind of apparel and accessories industry. Nike's release, Adidas's release, Reebok's release, Umbro. But Nike's one is the pick that I'm going to go with this year.
What's the difference? What makes it
basically? It's all white, Tom. It's gone with an all white boot.
But see, the problem with that is that it's going to get scuffed.
Yeah, but when you're playing at that real level, like the elite level, it doesn't really matter. But when I say it's all white, what they've actually done is it's white canvas and then it's customizable. So they've released 4 different boots named after their kind of typical traditional Nike boots, which is the Mercurial, the Hypervenom, the Majestia, and the Tempo.
Okay.
And each one comes up with a white surface, but it's actually the sole where they come with like neon orange colors, neon green, blues, reds. It looks really, really good.
So it's completely white except for the bottom.
Yeah, which is like these kind of very kind of hyper-realistic plastics, neon colors.
Yeah. Didn't Nike do this in the Olympics in London? Where everyone who had neon, like green shoes, they were Nike because you weren't allowed branding?
Correct.
And is Nike a sponsor for
Nike,
the World Cup?
Yes. Well, no, Nike isn't a sponsor for the World Cup. They are a sponsor of team kits.
Yeah.
And also some of the players.
Gotcha.
So someone like Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, is a Nike athlete.
Yeah.
So is the England team are sponsored by Nike, so Nike produce their gear.
What color will Ronaldo's shoes be?
I don't know yet. He hasn't revealed that yet.
White.
You will have to choose.
White is
the answer to that. What is nice about these is that you can actually customize them in store as well. So if you want your Welsh, I mean Wales aren't in the World Cup, but if you went into the store, you can actually, if you paid a bit extra, you can actually get your flag embroidered on the boot as well.
It's quite nice.
Just to show a little bit of that nationalistic pride that the World Cup brings out in people.
And then again, they're all white, so if you get them dirty, you just throw them in the washing machine. And they tumble around and then they get clean.
Yeah, correct. Right? Or most of the pitches I play on here in Dubai are basically synthetic, so there's not a lot of scuffing on the white things. They look cool as well.
Is the World Cup synthetic?
No, it'll be on grass. Yeah. I can't count for all, however many stadiums there are, 12, 8, something like that, but generally it's on grass.
Russian grass?
Russian, sweet, sweet Russian grass. So the new collection is called the Just Do It collection, I imagine, because, you know.
Fair.
And
I mean, a little unimaginative at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do a different. They could do it a different slogan.
And basically just look out for those kind of metallic coloured swooshes. I believe that's the phraseology they're using for the colours. So yeah, it's one of those sports geeky things. I'm totally into it. I'll be popping along to the Nike store to pick up those in time for the World Cup. I'll be wearing them on my sofa. Don't worry.
On your sofa?
Yeah. It's quieter. I've got a child. She'll wake up if you're clip-clopping with your with the studs on the ground.
Fair enough.
That's it. Anything from me, man?
So I don't know if you know about this, Matt, but there's been an awful lot of superhero films.
Superheroes? Well, what do you mean by those?
Well, so kind of I would assume that it's currently superhero season. So we have films such as, I'm just going to rattle them off to you.
Please do.
Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Deadpool 2, those have already happened this year. Then we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, so that comes out in about a month.
Wow.
Then we have new Venom in November.
I like that.
Then we have new Aquaman in December. Then we have a new Hellboy, and I think you catch my drift. Now we're going into the next year where there'll be a whole slew. There'll be a load more next year.
Is it easier to say the films that aren't superhero related that are being released this year?
It's probably harder to say films that are not.
Yeah. At this point, what actor and actress is not involved in superhero films?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Is he not involved?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Why?
They just haven't asked him yet.
Fair enough. You'd think that Jake would get something.
I think the rumor is that
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah.
Come on, give Jake the Wasp.
No, the Wasp's the woman.
Well, Jake could play the Wasp.
That's the female lead. No, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
But she was in Batman, so she doesn't count because she's been in it.
Ah, you see?
Anyway, you kind of proved my
Give
point.
Jake a chance, that's what I'm saying.
You proved my point that the kind of this year and kind of, I guess, for the foreseeable future, the biggest films in the world are part of the superhero genre. But one of the most standout of that has to be Black Panther.
Yeah? Oh, did insanely well at the box office.
Did insanely well, but obviously it was the first to really embrace a non-primarily white person cast, and it was far better for that.
Yeah.
Considering the ethnicity of the hero in question.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with far better. It's not a you're better than we're better. It's
well,
just,
no, it's not.
It was unique in what Hollywood were doing in Trailblazer.
Far better than whitewashing your heroes, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But as long as the story is the paramount thing, race is not really a
no, but if you have a Chinese character, they should be Chinese.
Okay, sure.
I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch skirted around that, but anyway, okay. Anyway, so there's a new film which is particularly relevant to us.
Black Panther 2: European Vacation.
Different one. This comes from news from president of Marvel Studios, called Kevin Feige, and he says Feige.
Feige.
Is it pronounced Feige? Feige. Feige.
Kevin Feige.
Kevin from now on.
Kev.
There is a new female Muslim superhero film in the works.
Really?
Yes.
That's
so
cool.
not a huge amount is known right now, other than there's been confirmation by Kev. But we do know the character will be Miss Marvel, who is a fictional Pakistani-American teenager from New Jersey.
Okay, so Muslim woman, we can go with that, but US-based.
Yeah,
Fine.
kind of all superheroes based in the US.
Of course, because that's where everyone is super cool.
So it's not the first time we've seen Miss Marvel, because she got her own comic book in 2013, but this will be the first time she's spotted on the big screen.
Cool. That's a huge step for them.
Who's them?
Them, Marvel, the film industry, Kevin Feige.
Just checking.
Feige.
Just checking. So this isn't going to be the first female-led superhero movie. That credit goes to Brie Larson, who is playing... Can you guess her?
Is it the Wasp?
No, she's Captain Marvel.
Ah. So there's... What?
Okay, so yes, you correctly spotted that Captain Marvel and Miss Marvel, they share similar names.
Are they sisters?
They're not sisters. So Captain Marvel is like a jet pilot from the 70s, whatever. There's a whole origin story coming in 2019.
Yep.
Brie Larson will be in the film. Rumor has it she'll be a big part of the new Avengers, which comes out next April.
Wait, there's going to be another Avengers?
Yeah, I have to...
And even more people involved?
Well, I'm not going to spoil it.
Fine.
However, Miss Marvel is slated to come after that. So Miss Marvel, the reason why she's called that is because Captain Marvel is such an inspiration. She decided, you know what, I'm going to do that. And she's very unimaginative in coming up with names, so just went, I'm going to be Miss Marvel.
So, when is Jake Gyllenhaal going to be cast?
As Miss Marvel?
Yeah.
Well, see, so there's no news about who will play.
Jake.
I don't think it's Jake. The fans have speculated that it's going to be Priyanka Chopra, who's obviously the Indian-American actress, who currently voices the character in a video game called Marvel Avengers Academy.
Yeah, well, Priyanka's like Bollywood, like mega A-lister. So, we've met Priyanka a couple of times actually over here. She's come to our events. Hey, Priyanka, if you're watching.
And also, hello to Jake Gyllenhaal,
And Jake,
if he's watching.
buddy, I'm working for you here, man.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Bad luck.
No, keep in there. We can do this. We shall overcome.
So you have a fun bit of news.
I do have a fun bit of news for you. In the Ramadan month, in the holy month of Ramadan, Tom, what is the one thing you can expect to find on a table of iftar?
Dates.
Correct. What is another thing you can expect to find? Some kind of delicious lamb biryani. Correct, again. But what I'm pointing at is Vimto.
Vimto?
Vimto, the Ramadan's season's favorite drink, or most popular drink, since 1927, Tom.
How long has Vimto been going?
1927, Tom. It started.
Europe again?
But I'll tell you this. I'll tell you a fun fact that you may not know about it. Vimto actually comes from Manchester in the UK.
I thought it was UK based, but I've never understood the affinity for it out here, especially during Ramadan. What does it taste like? I've never actually had it.
It's kind of it's like
Ribena?
it's like a Ribena, like raspberry or blackcurrant kind of flavored cordial, if you will. But basically, it comes from Vimtonic, which was actually a drink started in 1908 back in Manchester. Vimtonic. It was shortened to Vimto. But then what happened really with I'll be brief on its history of it, but what happened is it was very popular with servicemen in the British Army, and they would be bringing it over to places like India and Sri Lanka when they were stationed there, as that kind of taste from home. And what it gave is it became quite popular colonially with colonial Brits. And then in 1927, the drink was introduced to the Gulf region by the enterprising Saudi company Abdullah Arjun and Brothers. So what they did was brought it over here, had a license, distributed it around the region, and it was that high kind of sugar content that it brings in, that instant energy hit that after a day of fasting and at iftar, it gives you that instant energy buzz.
Okay.
So that became very popular when deciding to break fast with a drink. So dates, because they give you that immediate release of kind of,
sugar.
Of natural sugars. And then Vimto was that started to be
immediate release of artificial sugars.
Well, pretty much, yeah, which would pick you up after having fasted all day, especially in the summer, which can be, up to 10 hours at a time.
Like it is now?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so tell me one more fact.
Fun fact about it is that actually in the Arabic language there is no letter V.
Really? So how do you pronounce Vimto?
Well, I believe it would be like Bimto.
That's a B.
Yeah, but there's no V in the alphabet in the Arabic language, so therefore, despite its popularity, Arabs will not be able to pronounce it properly.
Well, they can't pronounce 1/5 of it.
Yeah, fair. Well, I mean, the drink's the drink, but that is a fun fact, Tom. You take that one to the bank.
So on that fun fact, Well, let's end this first kind of on-tour episode of the Man at His Best podcast. We do hope you enjoyed it. Remember, we have new episodes coming out weekly on Apple iTunes, SoundCloud, Pocket Casts, and more, as well as hosting each individual show on our website, esquireme.com. Oh, and don't forget to check out our YouTube channel, because obviously we... well, if you're watching this, you've already seen us, but obviously if you're not, we have new videos going up pretty much every day.
I'm waving at you right now. I would also like to thank Tom. I'd like to thank Folly for giving us this location, allowing us to shoot here again, open during Ramadan for Iftar. And yeah, pop on down, and you might even bump into us.
Perfect. See you very soon.
Catch you later.